Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Escape the J Curve, and I am your host, Rohanad. So, as usual, another drop of Escape the J Curve and another very successful Indian story. So, today I'm in conversation with Koel. She is the founder of a fitness platform known as Fitness Dugout, where she teaches people about fitness, nutrition, yoga, and things like that. So again, I mean, a beautiful story of a startup, a beautiful story of a successful entrepreneur, and so many things to learn from this episode. I really enjoyed talking to Koel because the story is very interesting. The first thing that stood out when I spoke to Koel was how supportive her parents were. Her parents did not force her to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, as is the case with a lot of Indian parents, but they sort of gave her the time to pick and choose her career and pick what she's really good at and and find meaning and purpose to the work that she's doing. Another beautiful thing about the story is that Pearl is a certified yoga specialist and she got multiple offers from outside India, including one with a very fat package at the start of her career in Dubai. But what she realized was her true passion lied in helping Indians achieve their best fitness and health. So she declined the offer to go to Dubai and start her own business, which became Fitness Dugout, and she started helping people. So you know, that's the beauty of it. She didn't think about the money. She thought about how can I add value to other people? How can I help people, get in their best shapes of their lives? Another thing that stood out about this story is we often hear the adage that you are the sum of the five people that you hang out with the most. And this story sort of exemplifies that because Cohen does not have friends who have a 9 to 5. Most of our friends are entrepreneurial or they're going to start their entrepreneurial journeys very, very soon. So that goes to show you that if you are surrounded with people who are doing their 9 to 5, it's very difficult to break out of that circle and start your own business. But if you're surrounded by people who are entrepreneurs, it's very difficult for you to be a 9 to 5 person because you stand out in the group and you feel the necessity of starting something of your own, right? So that's the importance of positive or negative social circles. We get peer pressured into doing something negative like drinking or drugs if we have a big negative social circle. But the positive momentum of building a positive social circle could be immense as well, where people inspire you to get into shape, make more money, to start your dream venture or whatever it is. So Cohen is a very successful entrepreneur. Obviously, there's a lot to learn from her in terms of her mindset, how to run a business, social media marketing, and so much more. So, and it's a long episode. There's lots of content. So I'll be probably publishing this episode in two halves. So I'm going to publish part one today and follow it up with part one tomorrow. Because it's going to be more than an hour if I do one single episode and all of the content and the value may not be consumed at the same time. There's plenty of new topics that we're talking about. So here's part one with the interview with Cole. I will catch you tomorrow for the second part. As always, have a great day ahead, and I will see you soon.
Hi.
Hi, Koel. Welcome to Escape the Jacob, Koel. How are
I'm
you
good.
doing?
How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. I would like to thank you for doing this on a Saturday. I know you have very busy
Thank
weekdays,
you so much.
so whatever time you have for yourself on a Saturday, I really appreciate you doing this on a Saturday.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Rohan. Thank you for inviting me.
No, absolutely, my pleasure.
Thank you.
So, Koel, for the listeners, can we do a quick introduction in terms of who you are, where are you from, what are you really passionate about, what do you do, things like that?
Yeah, sure. So hi, my name is Koel Giri. I am a yoga therapist and a woman entrepreneur. I I
Mm-hmm.
have my own company called Fitness Dugout in Bangalore.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm from Assam, Guwahati,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I did my graduation and my master's from Bangalore, from SVS University.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, right now I'm just taking online sessions right now, and
Mm-hmm.
some I'm giving some of the nutrition courses like how to be healthy by nutrition
Right.
and to yoga. So right
Wow.
now my passion is like to make people fit and have a good health and into yoga and to nutrition and counseling people so having a good health. So
Mm-hmm.
right now it's going on like that.
So, by the way, my best friend is from Guwahati, Assam, and I was
Oh,
there, I think, 7, 8 years back, and I
okay.
went to Kaziranga in the northeast with him. So it was a fantastic adventure.
Oh, it's a very beautiful place. So Kaziranga, it's awesome place to travel.
Absolutely, I almost got killed by an elephant, but
Oh,
that's a story for
oh,
another day.
oh my God. You need to be very careful.
Yeah. So tell me, I think I saw your educational background. So I think you did a BSc in nutrition and then also an MSc in nutrition.
No,
So tell me something. Were you always interested in having your own business in nutrition, fitness, health, or did you have a corporate job and a 9 to 5 and then you slowly transitioned into fitness development?
uh, actually, I'll tell you from the beginning. Actually, when I
Yes, please.
just finished my 12th
Mm-hmm.
12th grade. When I finished my 12th grade, I was very confused of which path should I go. That is the initial time, which kind of university or what you should study. So that can take you further for your life. So basically,
Yeah.
I wanted to go for designing. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be a designer, but my dad told me like go for something else. My dad and my mom are into yoga. Like they are
Okay.
doing on and off yoga at that time. So I was like, I don't know what is yoga actually. So I was like, only
Mm-hmm.
yoga was the word I used to know. So
Okay.
then my dad told like, see, go something else. It's a science background, and you have a science background. You love science, so go for the science. So I was like, okay. I thought,
Right.
okay, fine. So he found some college in Bangalore. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
2010. Then
Right.
then he told me like go for 1 month, see how is it, how you like, or you if you don't like it, fine, just do 1 month course. So I came to Bangalore to Esvrasa and did 1 month course, and it actually changed me. So the way people think and that they talk about their health was that time for me like okay fine, I have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, I'm healthy. That is how people
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
our perspective, right? So I was like
Yes.
that. So then 1 month course I done. Then that told me like you go for graduation if you want. Then I thought
Mm.
for 10 days. I took time from my parents for 10 days, and I thought okay fine, I'll go for this course. In 3 years I
Right.
did my graduation in yoga science. Then I got interested. Okay, so I thought that passionate about yoga was not there actually, but it came initially when I was
Mm.
3 years there in my college, and I saw how you can be healthy through yoga. How can you cure people through yoga? how you
Right.
can only not internally but mentally also, which is very very important. By
Mm-hmm.
doing meditation or chanting of mantras, then activating your chakras. So that
Right.
kind of courses and that kind of regulation was going on in my college. So I was like, that's a very beautiful thing to be. Even in a modern life, you can be a spiritual.
Oh,
uh,
absolutely.
yeah. So I then it was not that to become an entrepreneur in the starting. Actually, I
Right.
wanted to do a business, some kind of other business, maybe some kind of fancy kind of business. Like I told you,
Mm.
I wanted to be a designer. So after
Yeah.
did my graduation, I was thinking, what should I do now? After 3 years, now you get confused, like what should I do now? So I was
Yeah.
getting lots of job opportunity from abroad, because yoga
Mm-hmm.
is all over the world now, and
Oh, yeah. It's really popular in the West for sure.
oh
Yeah.
my God, you will be crazy. Like in my college, I will tell you, Russians, then from US, UK, people used to come there and do courses. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is that actually influenced me a lot. Like even we are Indians, we sometimes we don't think so much about yoga. Yeah,
We
and
don't. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah. But the
So
foreigners,
what I found about,
yeah, tell
sorry,
me.
go on.
No, tell me.
No, so what I was saying is, I think what I've found in India is people are not really concerned about the history or the culture.
That's
So
true.
things like yoga, which is very important and very old, it's as old as the Vedas, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it's so important for your body and so important for your mind.
Mhm.
But it's not mentioned in modern culture. It's like modern culture is taken up by Honey Singh and the likes of that.
That's
But
true.
things like which can actually improve your life, it's never mentioned or have not come to the mainstream. So it's quite sad.
Yeah, that's true. Because what is happening? Actually, oh my God! Like 1 month when I was doing course, you can't imagine. Like I had lots of friends who are foreigners. Okay, so
Yeah.
they talk. They told me actually, because I'm so much into, like, I love interacting with the people. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I stay and I don't talk. I talk a lot and I interact with people, and I just started talking with them, like how you guys came here, how you came to know about the college. Because if I show you my college, it's inside, it's like totally inside, like no one can go, like that kind of, totally, like very calm place where no sounds, no
Wow.
pollution, no sound pollution. At the type of college I
Sounds
studied.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
and they told me, you guys don't know what is the importance of being born in Indian. They told me exactly like
Mm.
that. You guys have so many things which we don't get, and we come here and we take this whole thing, like yoga, Ayurveda, then then lots of, like, meditation, how to do meditate. So they are like, you guys should be very very proud of, you guys have this yoga and Ayurveda in your country. So I
Yeah.
think that influenced me a lot, and yeah. So I was talking about 3 years, 3 years being an entrepreneur. How entrepreneur started actually to
Yeah.
open my
Yeah.
company. That is when I passed out. I was getting lots of job opportunity from abroad. So I thought, should I go to
Mm-hmm.
abroad or should I be in India and work for Indian people in about their health, about my country people. I thought two things.
Right.
So two steps were there, two ways were there. Either I will go abroad and start working and earning a lack of money, or I will start my own
Mm-hmm.
company from a root. I will not, maybe in the initial I will not earn so much of money, but I will be in my country and do something for the people, for my
Right.
country. So I was thinking that time, it was, I remember it was in the March of 2016, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
I was getting opportunity from Dubai, okay, to
Okay.
be a
Yeah.
manager of a Dubai yoga company. So they tell me, we will pay you
Mm-hmm.
this much, and you come here, you have a lavish life. And I was like, give me 2 days. And one of my friend, we were already talking about opening a company.
Yeah.
So my friend and we talked. That's it. We're gonna open a company. We're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
register. This will the company name. And within 10 days, we came up with a business plan. and
Wow.
and we opened our company. So
Wow.
so we are three partners in the company. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
it started like that. So yeah, it's a very like different experience to be a woman entrepreneur because it makes you very not proud but like very more than proud of yourself that you have your own company, and that's all about fitness, that is yoga,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all about
Helping people.
yeah making the people healthy, making Indian people healthy. So I am like yeah, so it started like that.
That's awesome. That's an awesome story. And two things that sort of stood out in that story. One, you have really supportive parents. They
Yeah.
sort of gave you an avenue to, they didn't force you to be a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer, which a lot of Indian parents do. But they gave you the wings to fly, to figure out something. Do you really enjoy it? That sort of encouragement is really amazing. And secondly, you could have easily taken up the job in Dubai, but instead you chose to stay back and help people. So I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and that is one thing that sort of stands out. Everybody, they are not, every entrepreneur that I've spoken to, they are more driven by their product or service, knowing that they can help people and not the money that will come out of it. So they are really trying to add value or solve problems and not make money in the short run. That's not their goal. So that's
That
really amazing.
I think that is make our Indian entrepreneurs more stronger maybe because right now you can see I can see people, so many business, so many new ideas are coming up. You can't imagine. Like
Yeah.
you will like, oh my god, this is there, oh my god, that is there, oh my god. Like so many people are there like being an entrepreneur and Indian entrepreneur. I think in 2 3 years this entrepreneurship have changed a lot. Indian
Oh, for
perspective.
sure.
Yeah, it's changed a
Yeah.
lot because people no more. I think people doesn't want to go out and start working for some other companies or they all. I think they all want to start in India itself because most of my friends in here, I'll tell you, most of them are entrepreneurs. My friends,
Wow.
like they are
Yeah.
entrepreneurs or they're going to be entrepreneurs, like that. So I keep on talking about people like I'll tell you like uh, your friends maybe in the media. As I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
like media, you have that kind of friends who are into like medias and entertainment.
Yeah.
So you meet that kind of
Yeah.
people and you learn lots of new things every day.
Absolutely.
So basically, even my friends are circle like CEOs and entrepreneurs. So I get I feel very happy and proud that oh my god, like these guys want to start. Even the IT company people. I recently I spoke with a guy who is working some IT company. I forgot the name, and even he
Mm-hmm.
wants to start an entrepreneur into fitness, like
Right.
like a nutrition
Wow.
restaurant like full of health, like carbs, proper carbs, fats, how much your body needs carbs and how much your body needs fats. So he gonna open a restaurant in Bangalore. So we are planning on that. Let's see how it works. So I asked him like he was in US I think for 5 6 years. I think 2 years back, and he had a very good job. So I asked him why you came back to India. So he said that
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine now. I don't want to go to US. I have seen a lot of things there. So I want to
Right.
come back to my country and work for people. And I don't know how much it's gonna take, but I really want to do work for my people, for my country. So yeah, that makes me more happy. Like people are changing.
Yeah, and also that there's a saying, you are the sum of the five people that you hang out with the most, right?
Yeah.
And what that essentially means that if all of your friends and entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
you cannot be in a 9 to 5. Your mindset, your needs and wants and aspirations in life also change, and you want to be not the sore thumb, not the person who sticks out in that group, but also be an entrepreneur and do your own thing and help people. So that also, the peer pressure or the peer group, it could be a positive thing, like they could push you to become the best version of yourself. Or if you have a bad peer circle, it could put a lot of pressure into doing bad things like alcohol, drugs, and whatnot. So being in the correct
Mhm.
social group is so important.
It's very very important actually. See what happens. I'm not saying that every entrepreneurs are poetic. I'm not saying that
Mm-hmm.
because I saw many entrepreneurs who want to do something like not I'll not say illegal but bad things like not a bad like which is not so much proper for the society. Some of the
Correct.
not now I'm saying before I used to make because that time I was initial time and I want to talk to people. So people some people are there to say like I'll tell you I met a person not a guy a person a man who wanted me to convert my company to other companies like
Okay.
why you doing fitness company you should go for something else. I'll not say
Right.
which kind of in there you will earn lots of money and I know lots of people and fitness is uh, just
Mm-hmm.
everyone is doing fitness right now. So I just listened to him. I didn't respond to him. I just said, okay, fine. I will think about that. I told him like that, and I never went. I never contacted him. So this kind of people who may,
Yeah, that sounded
yeah,
really shady. Yeah,
yeah,
really creepy. Yeah.
yeah, this kind of people are there. Okay, some people are even some entrepreneurs I met before, like they want to take your ideas. Understood.
Hmm.
They will take your ideas.
Yeah.
They will be very, very good to you. Maybe they are not entrepreneurs. They want to be entrepreneurs. I don't know. So they are like, initial time they are thinking to open their own company. So they take your ideas and use on their ideas. Understood what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'll take your idea and I will use on my company.
Mm-hmm.
So in there also you have to be very, very careful. Like as a business, if you think about business, you have to be very, very careful with which kind of people you are sitting. As you said, which kind of people you are sitting and which kind of people you are talking. Okay,
Yeah.
they're influencing. Yeah, they're what is it? Discouraging you or they're making asking you to go ahead and do things, proper things, the positive things. So that is very very important to understand because I will not say entrepreneur or I will not say the people are very bad or very good. They're in the between line. Okay. So like
Yeah.
bad people also there who doesn't want you to grow. Good people also there who want you to grow. So I met all the entrepreneurs, all kind of people. Yeah, that is there. I can't complain on that.
That's really nice. So tell me something. I had a question in my mind. So
Hmm.
starting a business from scratch is really difficult, and you must have faced a lot of challenges. So it might have been internal challenges like mindset related issues like can I actually pull this off? How difficult is it going to be? Do I actually have the talent or things like
Hmm.
that, the resources to pull off this difficult business? Or it could have been an external challenge like getting the right people, building a list of clients, monetizing your idea, and things like that. So, what would you say were your biggest internal and external challenges, and how did you overcome them?
My challenges were not so much because I'll tell you even when I behind my head there was there that I want to have a business. I don't know what kind of business. When I was very young, I want to be a businesswoman. See, entrepreneur. This word just came 2 3 years back. I think we didn't know what is entrepreneur mean in the starting. Can you hear me, Rohan? Rohan, this mean like entrepreneur because entrepreneur was just a new word for me that time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew as a like a businessman, businesswoman like that.
Yeah.
So so they explained me what is entrepreneur means. What you're
Okay.
starting. What you're
Mm-hmm.
starting is an entrepreneur. So I researched on the entrepreneur. Then I went to IMB. IMB entrepreneurs. They have sections over there. Like they have workshops. IMB.
Yes.
IMB. Yeah. IMB.
Indian Institute of Management. Yeah.
Yeah. In Bangalore is there. So they had an. So I went there not as a student but as as a viewer, as a just to see how entrepreneur works and how what is entrepreneur. So I got lots of ideas from there,
Wow.
and then I spoke. All of the entrepreneurs were then my friends, so I spoke with them, and they helped me out for being an entrepreneur, how to be an
Right.
entrepreneur. But challenges was because already that time I I had lots of trials. In initial time, you have to take lots of trial classes and show you like I have to show myself that how good I am,
Right.
or what is my domain, what is the product, what is the service I'm gonna give you.
Right.
So I have to show the people like, okay, I'm gonna give you this. That was challenging because I was very very new in the market, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about. I was nothing. I was zero. Okay, I didn't
Right.
know
Right.
anything, and my friends helped me out in that actually. My very close people helped me out. My friends helped me out, and and they and and, and then they gave my advertisement, and they have uh, told people like, this is the girl, there is a girl, new company is coming up, and you should try, you should have a trial class, see how she is.
Right.
So mouth to mouth was started going, and by that time I got clients. Then uh, then I had an advertisement in newspapers, like leaflet kind of.
Yeah.
This is the classes are going on, and then just a new company is coming up. So as a fitness workout. So by that I got lots of time. That was challenging because in here you don't know, like even you're giving a trial, that person gonna turn to you or not.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Makes
are,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, when you're because I was blank that time. In initial time I was like, oh my god, I was always like, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, some kind of behind your head there is some kind of stress. You feel like stress, and so
Yeah.
I was a little stressed this time in initial time. But there was no other challenging actually. But the most challenging was this thing only, to get a new client in initial time. So, but right now, if I see in different other challenges, I don't have any other challenge right now because touch wood, I have clients, and I go mouth to mouth. Like mouth to
Right.
mouth, people have that thing. Maybe I give good service. My classes are good, so people recommend other people, their family people, their friends, their sisters, their cousins. They recommend, and I got classes like that. So yeah, this is right now it's going on like that because I'm taking online sessions right now, and
Mm.
because everything is closed.
Yep.
Okay, everything is closed, and right now online sessions are going on, and slow by slow the private sessions also coming up. Okay, and
Yep.
so yeah, this is the thing. So other than that, I didn't have any challenges, but yeah, one more thing. Like when I was having my own studio, I had my own studio like 2 years back, yoga studio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was challenging. That was a little challenging because I have to search for my studios, like which part of Bangalore I should have my own studio where I
Right.
can I can take yoga classes, and yeah, that time financially yeah, that time little bit challenge was there because I had to do interior designing and everything, and yeah, but not so much. Like, yeah, I have taken some financial things from my parents, from whatever I saved, I gave. So yeah, that was a little challenging for me that time. Yeah.
That's really nice because I think that's one of the make or break factors for a business, getting new clients and convincing the new clients who have not heard about you. They know about big brands, but brands which are new in the market, and to
Yeah.
convince them to be a customer, that is
Mhm.
the make or break for a new business. So people who can do that, they have successful businesses, and people who cannot, their businesses fail. And I
I
think
know.
word of mouth and friends in the correct areas helped you out in that case. So
Yeah,
that's
because
really nice.
word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth is now the Instagram and this Facebook are coming up. But that time, if you talk about initial time for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
was not so much into media. I was not into so much into like okay, Facebook I have to post. And how many people have Facebook? I think just few people. And I think what mouth to mouth was affected me more.
Right.
It actually became like a blessing for me. Like people, my friends, my family, and not my family, my friends actually, my friends in Bangalore, they have keep on talking to me. Hey, go and give trial in here. Hey, go give and trial here. People are waiting. Go give trial here. So I was keep on giving trial in initial time. So yeah, it was good. It was very good. Stressed out. I was stressed at that time, but it was very good experience. Because now
Nice.
I feel like that actually helped me out to open up myself. Because once you go outside
Yeah.
and you open up, right? Like
Absolutely.
I can talk with you now. Maybe if you ask me for 5 years back, I feel like okay, I couldn't talk. You have that kind of what the other person gonna think, what I don't know, am I talking good or not? So that thing was there in 5 years
Absolutely.
back. But right
So
now, I talk a lot.
that's good for the episodes for sure. And that's one of the beautiful things about entrepreneurship. So you have to grow as a person, right? You have to shed
Yeah.
your weaknesses and become someone completely different to be successful. So in your case, you're a shy person and didn't like interacting with other people. Now you're 4 5 years down the line, you're a completely different person who is not shy at all. So
Yeah, that is
there's a lot of personal growth from entrepreneurship. So
yeah.
one interesting thing that you mentioned was, social media and Facebook and Instagram, and I see that you market yourself a lot and create good content on Instagram
Mhm.
about your business, about fitness, about what you're eating, and things like that. So, can you take us through your internet marketing strategy? What do you do? And for people who want to start a fitness business, what would you advise them to do in terms of social media or internet marketing?
Social media is now it's like it's been a hot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what is the exact word to use. It's I think social media. The people who really want to go for they want to start a new company. I think the Instagram is the best thing to do
Mm-hmm.
because I think in Facebook it's fine, but Instagram is the best thing to do. See, advertisement is up to the person to person. It's because you know how Instagram also works. It depends to person how much they can invest.
Absolutely.
Uh, because even right now, if I say you frankly, even Instagram starts taking money.
Yep. Yep.
You know that, right? So
Limited reach. Yeah.
yeah, so that is there. So it depends like how a person's capacity is there to boost their uh, in Instagram.
Mm.
Okay, so right now, if you say someone wants to open a company or someone already is there, I think you have to be more fancy kind of pictures you have to put in Instagram.
Right.
But
Right.
that is how it works right now. If I'm very rude, like if I see have seen lots of people, I will be very frank. Lots of people I have seen, they are posting pictures a lot. Like
Mm.
in a one day, they're posting 5 6 pictures,
Yeah.
and their followers are very less. They are maybe their pictures are 400 500, but the followers are like maybe 100 150 like that. Yeah, I have seen because
Yeah.
they don't write a good content. When you post a picture, you have to write like an essay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like a poem, like an essay, like how you feel about the poster. Like imagine I'm just standing. I'm just saying. I'm just standing and I'm saying I took a picture. Why I'm standing? What I'm thinking? You have to write that thing also in the Instagram.
No, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, so I think people should be more speaking about in Instagram, like how you feel. Like
Right.
if I put a poster and I just give a poster, nothing is people don't have time to read. I know that. People
Yeah.
don't have time to read. Some people like essay kind of people don't have time to read. But people love some people will love to read your Instagram pictures. Okay.
Yeah.
Some
The
people will
caption.
love to
Yeah.
because I read. Some people don't read, but I read a lot. So I see lots of I will say the minus point first. People put a picture and then they don't write it. They just put an emoji. That's it.
Hmm. Hmm.
They just put an emoji or they will that I'm doing yoga, or I'm posting this picture, or I love this picture. That's it. Nothing more than that. I think people have to go for more marketing uh, about the price, the
Yeah.
marketing, the Instagram prices. It's depend on the person to person how much they want to boost, and even depends the picture quality, even it depends what you're writing, the content what you're writing under the picture. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
and the tagging, you have to tag a lot,
Yes.
hashtag or tag
Using the
or that.
correct hashtags. Yeah.
Yeah, correct hashtag, that is the main thing, the correct hashtag and the proper tag, the hash, what to say, at the rate, put the at the rate, and put someone's, I think people are doing at the rate and putting a company name, or which audience they want to see, which particular person they want to show their uh, picture or something like that. It's going on right now in Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, hashtag and yeah, that's all things are there. I think it depends to person how they want to influence. But if you ask me, as my Instagram,
Yeah.
I'll talk about my Instagram. My Instagram is like I love to write. As I talk, I love to write. Whatever I'm talking, I will write. I don't care if people are it's an essay, or it's an just a 2-3 paragraph, or it's just 2 line. I will just, you saw my picture, yeah.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah. So picture quality, and you have to write like an essay or 2-3 lines, but you have to put hashtag, and you have to market your pictures. That is the main thing you have to do in Instagram.
Right. So
And
if I
yeah,
understand you correctly, and if I were to summarize what you said, the content has to be really fancy. It has to capture somebody's attention, and
yeah,
you have to look at your Instagram as a micro blogging site, not only a place to post content, but also write captions about how you're thinking about, your life, your fitness, your health goals. How are you
mm,
um, feeling when you are doing a particular uh, yoga stance? What are your, say, outcomes when you follow a particular diet and things like that. So
yeah,
detailed blogs, not only pictures.
yeah. You have to put detailed blogs and hashtags, proper hashtags, at the rate, good picture quality, and
Yeah.
yeah, fancy kind of thing. Yeah, fancy. It's there. It's there. More than Facebook, Instagram is more becoming more marketing, profit, and more fancy. Yeah, that is there.
No, yeah, and I agree with you 100%. I track the insights of the pictures I post on Instagram, and
Hmm.
obviously I post around travel mostly,
Oh,
and the
I love your
quality of.
Instagram pictures. They are very good. You should
Thank
train
you so much.
me.
Sorry.
You should train me on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I can. So I don't think I have a huge account or anything, but what I've learned, I can definitely share with you for sure.
Okay, because I'm little bit, little bit. Still, I'm learning. I'm always in learning process. I love to learn. I'm
Yeah,
always
me too. Me too. So
I'm.
I went through when I was starting to grow my Instagram. I think I went through every YouTube video on how to grow your Instagram. What is the
Mm-hmm.
strategy? I spent hours trying to figure this out, and then doing it consistently over a long period of time.
Hmm.
And most of the things that you get on YouTube don't work. So I had to figure out the best or the things
That's
that
true.
actually
That's
work
true.
for my account. So yeah.
That's true. Some of the some of the videos doesn't work for the Instagram actually. Even in YouTube, they have shown this thing you should do, that thing you should do. But yeah, some of them doesn't work.
And also the Instagram algorithm keeps changing every 3 to 4 months. So you have
That's so
to
true.
constantly keep updated on what's happening. So they are pushing reels right now. I get a lot of engagement when I do reels,
Mm-hmm.
but static content and photos are not doing that well right now. The engagement has gone down. So you have to
Yeah,
constantly post
actually,
new kind of content.
actually, I tell you one thing. What happened? I got lots of videos, okay, yoga videos and everything, and I'm thinking to upload in YouTube also. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, in YouTube also. Yeah, in the this thing you're saying, no, the
reels.
social media. Even I have this one. I have a page. I have a page in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that also works in Facebook page. Facebook page should be there as
Yeah.
a social media kind of. Then this one. What I was saying, I have a couple of videos, okay, yoga videos, and
Mm-hmm.
they are not taking the videos in the reel in Instagram because it's too long. Okay, because the reel have, I think, the particulars. I think they have a small space. I think you
Yeah,
can't.
15 to 30 seconds. Yeah.
Huh. So I have videos like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, that are kind of videos, yoga videos. So I was trying to reel it out on Instagram, but it's still not working. So I was thinking to either upload in YouTube. Even YouTube works nowadays. Nowadays,
Absolutely.
YouTube always works. Even YouTube is working, so you can do in YouTube also. You can have a very good videos. I'll tell the people like who are thinking about marketing social media. I feel like YouTube also is very very good. I think YouTube is the better one to proper, like, if you are not into picturization, you are into videos, long term videos,
Yeah.
and you can really show your postures very slow, and you can just uh, talk with the people, and you can show your postures, and you can take how long you want. So I think YouTube is the it goes first for me, then Instagram, then Facebook.
I see. No, I agree. So it depends on the type of content that you are publishing. So if
Yeah.
it's like a quick music video, so I have spoken to people who produce music, and
Hmm.
they can publish a quick 10-second guitar solo that they have done on
Hmm.
Instagram or use Instagram Reels. But for someone like you who
Hmm.
it's a long form content, right? Because you have to show the posture and exactly how to do it. So it will take more than 15 to 30 seconds. So
Hmm.
YouTube
Hmm.
might be a better channel for you. So it depends on the type of content that one
Yeah,
is trying to
type of.
push out.
That's why I told you. It depends person to person what they're actually selling it out. It
Absolutely.
depends to person to person what they're selling out. If they're selling some, so many bloggers are there on Instagram. They just move, change their clothes, and that's it. So, so they can't do videos in YouTube. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, they can't do YouTube because I think YouTube they have to do longer videos, like
Yeah.
5 minutes, 6 minutes. But bloggers mostly they take almost, I think, 1 2 minutes, which is fine for the Instagram, I guess. Okay, so that is the thing, that what people want, what they want to sell, what their it depends. It
Yeah.
depends on which social media is working for them.
100% agree.
Yes.
So tell me something cool. I think you've been working with clients in the fitness space for about 4 or 5 years now, right?
Oh my God, I started working from actually 2014.
So 6 years. So
Yeah.
so what if you were to categorize them as fitness or diet mistakes? What are the
Hmm.
top five that you have observed so far with your Indian clients? What are the top five biggest fitness or diet mistakes that they make?
Mistakes they make, I would say a lot, because I made lots of clients. They say that first mistake they tell you lies.
Okay.
They tell you lie that if I say don't eat this, they say no, no, I'm not eating.
Hmm.
But they will go home and they will eat the same thing. That is the biggest mistake, which they don't tell you the truth what they're exactly eating,
Right.
because they might be shy, because in India we can't complain about food, because
Hmm.
foods are so good in India.
Oh yeah. Goddamn yes.
So yeah, there are everything in Indian foods are like heaven. You can't even compare with any other country in the world, the Indian foods. So I also get tempted with most of the foods, but you know why? I tell you, my clients make mistake. I tell them, if it depends on person to person. Some people come to reduce weight, as my client, I'll tell you. Okay, some
Yeah.
just come to be like, being flexible, doesn't want to have a good athletic body, but they are not flexible.
Hmm.
Okay, and some people comes like they want to increase their weight. Maybe they are very very thin, and they want to increase their weight. Okay,
Yeah.
so what they do, the people who want to increase their weight, okay, they start eating, because I want to increase their weight. They started eating everything in the
Hmm.
wrong time, and so they started having lots of potatoes. Okay, they started having lots of rice.
Right.
Okay, they started taking lots of car foods like burgers, pizza. They
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
entering us, and they think that okay, I will increase my weight, but that is the wrong thing to increase the weight. You be fit and eat properly, like healthy home food, cooked food.
Mm-hmm.